What's up everyone, Nomad here with another episode of the show Ring on Fire. Today we are gonna talking about maybe controversy subject. Does Dual Rectifier always need a boost? Let's see. Thanks for watching the show Ring on Fire. As I said, today I brought my Dual Rectifier Rev G and I'm going to talking about and show how I think it's sometimes a boost is not needed in the front of this amp, because 99% of the guitar players around the world, they think this amplifier is gonna sound well just with a boost on the front of the amp. Today I bring the Mud Killer here to boost the amp and compare, but I don't think so. I think it's possible to have a very evil, badass tone only using the Dual Rectifier, a guitar, straight into the amp, a very good pair of speakers, and you're going to have a very amazing tone. First of all, two things. The way you hit the strings make lots of difference. If you don't hit the strings very hard, you're not going to put those strings to move enough to reach the front of the amp with volume enough to generate a nice distortion. Second thing, maybe active pickup. This is a solar guitar with EMG pickups 81, 85. It's going to help a little bit and make it a little bit more tight. A good example that a very awesome, amazing guitar tone, metal guitar tone, is this album here, The Gathering from Testament. This album was recorded just with this guy here, a 4x12 with vintage 30s, and that's it. No boost, no nothing. And if you know this record, you know why I'm talking about. It's really fucking crushing guitar tone. In another hand, you're going to have lots of different albums with tube screaming in the front of the amp, EMG pickups on the guitars, like this one from Nevermore. This album was recorded with tube screamer in the front of the Dual Rectifier with a 7-string guitar, Jeff Loomis. Amazing album, amazing guitar tone. And you know, back in the day, the new metal scene, especially on the Significant Other from Limp Bizkit, the Dual Rectifier shines amazingly heavy and mean without a boost in the front of the amp. So I think we should think twice before think this amplifier always needs a boost. Don't get me wrong, I love this amp boosted, and you know, but depends of the approach, depends of the taste, depends of the type of music. I think it could be amazing raw, just the amp and guitar. It's another thing that I'm going to show you. Nobody talking about that, I don't know why, but when you engage here on the here panel the loop effects, you're going to have this master control for every single channel, because you're going to have the master for each channel, and when this knob is engaged, it becomes an overall master control, but without any effects on the effects loop. You know, when you decrease the volume hit and crank it up the master of the channel, you are going to push a little bit harder the effects loop tubes, and it's gonna bring a very pleasant compression, my opinion. So, my signal flow, B.O.B., solar guitar, EMG 81, 85 active pickups into the Mud Killer. The Mud Killer is gonna be off almost the entire video and goes directly to the Dual Rectifier. The Dual Rectifier is going to my Torpedo Live with this impulse response from my 4x12 oversized Mesa Boogie. And let's go to the video. Disclaimer, the video that I'm going to watch right now was the video recorded for my other channel, because if you don't know, I have another channel. My biggest channel is in Portuguese because I'm from Brazil, but I live here in the United States, so I started this new channel because I think it makes sense. But just to don't shoot the same video twice for two different channels, you're going to listen my voice in English over my voice in Portuguese. Thank you for understanding. Let's go to the video. Well, I think we already can tell it's not that muddy and still brutal, right? My gain here is 2 o'clock, more or less 2 o'clock. Of course, if you go beyond 2 o'clock on the gain knob, it's gonna be really muddy. It's gonna be more aggressive, more gain, but it's gonna be fuzzy and muddy. But I think 2 o'clock is the sweet spot. As you can see, we need to bring back to the 2 o'clock position. Well, as you can see, the bass has this very particular behavior on the Dual Rectifier. It's really guttural, but let's tweak a little bit more. Let's decrease the bass a little because it's on max right now. Less mids and way less treble. Well, now the bass is 12 o'clock, the mids is 12 o'clock, and I have 11 o'clock treble. The gain remains at 2 o'clock, and the presence is on max. I think I need more treble than this. Let's scoop a little bit the mids. Man, I have to say, I love this amp. The tone that I got right now, it's so cool that I don't even know what I'm playing right now. I just made up those riffs. Well, I'm going to engage the effects loop master volume and see what we got here. Now I have both controls, the master volume for each channel and the loop active master. If I hold back the master volume and crank it up, the master volume from the channel, I'm going to reach some different types of compression. Now we can feel the differences. Obviously, we are going to have a sweet spot here, but let's feel the difference first. Super saggy now. At this point you cannot change the volume anymore, just amount of compression. Super sag and compressed. when you bring the master volume of the channel back, it's going to have more headroom and more tight, but still with a little bit more compression. But the other tone is totally disgusting. I think the sweet spot is here, maybe 1 o'clock. Let me try something more like Marshall tone, less bass, more mids. Let's turn it off this loop master volume. Let's feel those differences again. Obviously it's gonna be less compressed. Now with the Mud Killer engaged, the tone is way more modern, more tight, of course. It's a totally different approach. No boost, but I need to bring back the gain. Very cool. Again, let's try with no boost. Well, that kind of riff without a boost, you need to have a very strong peak attack. Let me explain a little bit better. If you play like this, wrong. nothing's gonna happen. You need to hit the strings harder. Again, there is no rules for that kind of stuff. It's a matter of a musical approach, the way you hit the strings, the style of the song, the style of the music, and what kind of tone you're looking for. The amplifier by itself is very raw and guttural. Now let's do an A-B comparison and call it a day. So, as you were able to see, very cool, right? I understand there is lots of videos and lots of histories about how to make this amp a little bit more tight, but I don't think the amp is not tight at all. Of course, if you crank it up the gain, it's gonna be super muddy, but it's not that muddy when you control the gain and you have a very hard way to hit the strings. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys prefer? The boosted way or the raw way? Because the raw way brings some guttural bass. It's very mean, you know, very, very in your face. It's, you know, it's not polite. It's very aggressive, and I like that. I like both, to be honest. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. So I think that's it. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up. Don't forget to check my last single here. The link for this video is on the description below. And I think that's it. I'm out.